சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம்.
சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம்.
உற்றிடுவோம் ஓர் உண்மை நிதி தன்னை உணர்வதுதானே வாழ்வின் கதி.
உற்றிடுவோம் ஓர் உண்மை நிதி தன்னை உணர்வது தானே வாழ்வின் கதி. சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம்.
எத்தனை பிறவி எத்தனை உடல்கள் தத்தளித்தோம் சத்பாவம் இன்றே.
எத்தனை பிறவி எத்தனை உடல்கள் தத்தளித்தோம் சத்பாவம் இன்றி.
அத்தனையும் கற்பூரமாய் எரிய ஆன்ம பொருள்தான் சௌக்கியமாய் மிளிர.
அத்தனையும் கற்பூரமாய் எரிய ஆன்ம பொருள்தான் சௌக்கியமாய் மிளிர. சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம். உணர்ந்தவரவரில் உள்ளொளிதான் அறுத்திடும் அகந்தை விலங்கைத்தான்.
ஏற்றிடு ஒளி சமுதாயத்திலே பணியாற்றிடு ஆன்ம உணர்வினிலே.
ஏற்றிடு ஒளி சமுதாயத்திலே பணி ஆற்றிடு ஆன்ம உணர்வினிலே. சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம்.
உள்ளொளி பெருகும் உன்னத வாழ்வாய் எள்ளளவும் இல்லை சோகம் ஓய்வாய்.
உள்ளொளி பெருகும் உன்னத வாழ்வாய் எள்ளளவும் இல்லை சோகம் ஓய்வாய்.
எள்ளலென வாரி வழங்கும் வானாய் கள்ளமில்லா சிந்தை அதுவே தானாய்.
வள்ளலென வாரி வழங்கும் வானாய் கள்ளமிலா சிந்தை அதுவே தானாய். சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம். சௌக்கியா என்றொரு சௌபாகியம் நாம் பெற்றிடச் செய்தோம் பெரும் பாக்கியம்.
Namaste. Blessings to all of you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste, Guruji.
Yeah, namaste. It is a gentle flowering. Very, very gentle. See, everything in this cosmos, especially birth blooms. The conception in the womb takes place so beautifully, so gently. We need external gadgets to realize the fact that one is conceived. Isn't it?
Yes.
Still finer. The subtlest is the self. The subtlest contains the grandest. Here, this is the grosser objects, the grossest forms, like infinite space, right from infinite space. In a particular location, though it is called space, it is minuscule only a speck of space, isn't it? How love blossoms in one, unnoticed, unknowingly, it enters one. It resists all logic. It fights with all logic, no? At that moment. At that moment of entry, how the human love affair, for the animals, it's a herd mentality. In the human, however, he belongs to a certain tribe or group or race, still he takes her woman, his woman, or his man, exclusively individual. One feels within them now, isn't it? With that love going on growing uncontainably, one is not able to contain it. One expects the other to reveal it immediately. What happens in a woman? It's shyness to come out in a woman. But it has blossomed. It needs a verbal acknowledgement from the other. Be it a man or a woman, right? Verbal acknowledgement. Here, there is no superiority or inferiority complex at all. That's why for love, how do they call it? They call it falling in love. Isn't it? They call it as falling in love. Here also, we have started about 8 classes ago. This is the 9th session. Somehow, we wanted the inner gaze to be slowly be established in one. Very gently. Has it happened? Has it started happening in both of you? How did you go through this?
Sometimes I think it's I'm doing it sort of without putting much effort. But when I'm trying to put a lot of effort in there, it becomes a battle for me in myself. When I'm trying to do it more consciously, it's sometimes I feel like I'm sort of controlling the thoughts. But then I used to do that before. So now when I've stopped doing that, I've just started to do it really gently and very casually. It's getting a little bit easier for me. Like I said to you last week, it's very challenging. I started sort of letting go of that, of those barriers, and I just sort of just do it very, very gently. Just not even let myself know that I'm doing it. I tried it that way. It's becoming a little bit easier for me.
Yeah. Don't even objectively make it as a process or a project or something.
Yeah.
Purnima is attempting, trying. It should become so innate, like how you grab your child, how you look at him. You don't even feel that you are looking at him.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't feel you as a person or a physical body or a separate mother of them doing something to them, isn't it? You are one and part and parcel of their physical body as well as their sensations.
Yes.
Do you find anything difficult there? Not at all.
No.
This is far more very near to you. This is you. In fact, your motherhood over your children is far apart from them. You know that? mountains apart.
Yes.
With this example, I am sure that you definitely understand it, right?
Yes. Yes.
If your love over your children are mountains apart, though you are physically near, though you are paying utmost care, 100% devotion, love, and every care, all your senses are on them, all your powers of psychology is on them. Still, they are mountains apart.
Yes. Yes, Guruji.
That's
Why
why,
would that be good?
yeah. This
Why
question
would
is, yeah. You have to, you have to ask this question. You asked me that question. Yeah, I wanted that. Yeah.
because we feel that we are right next to them, we are doing everything for them. There is something to show that distance. What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, it is not simply, I don't mean it as a distance or something. What I say is, this one, no, this self, the self of our deep sleep state. It is what the real Vaidigi is, the real Purnima. It cares Purnima, not separately from itself. It loves Purnima as not as being loved. Someone it loves. Love itself is loving Purnima. Love itself is loving Vaidigi. That is why merger in all levels. There is no psychology which is standing separately from it. There is no thought patterns, there is no feeling pattern, there is no bodily existence at all. To anything of the cosmos, not only the persons I name, you two people, the whole of the cosmos, only oneself. They always give this example of the mirror. The reflections appear within the mirror is never objectively standing separate from the mirror's surface. It is part and parcel of it. The mirror allows whatever that is reflected within it to cover its space, the mirror's space, the mirror's reflection too. So what a kind of benevolence or grace with which it accommodates. No? You better cover me. I am love itself. This is a physical example that is always quoted by all the realized people. Adi Shankara, in fact, he had Dakshinamurti Stotram. He starts the verse, the first verse itself, he starts like this. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Turiyam Nijantar Katham. Vishwam. Darpana means mirror.
Right.
Vishwam Darpana Nagari Drishyamana Nagari. Drishyamana means how in the mirror, if there is grandest mirror which reflects a city. Nagari. Nagari means a city. A grand city is reflected in a very big mirror. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. Equivalent to the whole of the city is being reflected in a mirror. Not something away from it. We are only talking about the reflection within the mirror. We are not talking about even the city. You remove the city in it. Okay. That is the real object. See the example is limited only to the mirror and its reflection. Mirror is like the pure self, the unconditional, limitless, pure love. It reflects within its own or within its powers all that the reflection wants it to be reflected. Whatever that, if the reflection wants a physical life, it reflects it. It wants stagnant inert matter, it reflects the matter. It reflects the akasha, the mirror, whatever, without distance. Within the mirror, if you see, the distance between two objects cannot be distinguished, isn't it? It won't be distinguishable, right? It will be immediate. Suppose you stand there, suppose Vaidegi is standing behind you 3 feet away, and Vaidegi's figure will overlap your shoulders immediately next to you. The gap wouldn't be seen. The distance between you and her, whatever the real distance in real place and real dimension, won't be reflected there. It's so very clear, but still it is very clear, isn't it? That's why it's always said that reflections are actually our registrations, not knowing the love of that, not knowing the real nature of that deep sleep. We have falsely taken our thoughts to be our physical body, the thinker to be our physical body. All the feelings that is happening, be it motherhood or so many roles which we play right from the morning to the night. Don't we play thousands of roles?
Yeah, that's
Leave
true.
alone.
But Guruji,
Yeah, tell me.
sorry, I have a question here.
Yes,
Why is it like this? Why is it that we are so unaware of the real self?
Because actually it doesn't do anything at all. It is, we have not doubted about our existence. The doubtless way of carrying on life, carrying on our lives in the form of thinking. You don't doubt, no?
No, we
You
don't.
never, you never asked. See, you never asked about your identity at all with anyone in this world. You taken for sure. If suppose a new relative comes, say you are growing up just like we want. Suppose suddenly some other your distant relative, she being his aunt also in a different way, she is visiting. Then Vivan asks you, Ma, who is that auntie? Yes, she is your auntie, like that you will say. You will have to give him that identity about herself. Without identity, he cannot live. He cannot relate. See, you will be going on conversing with her. You will be talking with her. You will be going restless, isn't it? So he will be nagging you. Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Aunt means what? In what way? Is she your aunt or my aunt or mother's aunt or grandma's? So many questions will be popping up. What are all these things? See, everything else is popping up, but no one doubts about the I for whom all this pops up. You never doubted, no?
No.
Yeah, this doubtlessness is the cause of ignorance.
Okay.
This is the origin. Yeah, this is the origin of inquiry. This is the origin place. That's all. But this gets rolled down into inner probe, inner inquiry, slowly and slowly. And the self goes on helping you in various ways to unfold and show it, reveal itself to you. You ask, no, why am I unaware of this little fact? Yes, not only you. The whole of humanity has missed it. The only tiniest point. What is that point? The point of deep sleep state. No one exists, but no one thoroughly gives an answer to it. Only the realist gives an answer.
Yeah.
He comes and guides to you. See, that is your real you. not this form and a name for this form, in which so many thoughts move in you as your own confusions, because you have not probed the real thing that has to be probed, investigated.
Right.
If you have a chance to watch the movie Karnan with your mother and Vaidehi, all of you together, watch the Tamil movie Karnan in whichever language you want with subtitles or subtitles. The boiling
This is
point
the
of
old
the
movie, Guruji. Is this
old
the old
movie.
movie?
Yeah, old movie. Shivaji Ganesan.
Okay.
Yes. The whole movie is resting on the identity crisis about himself.
Right.
See, he is such a man, lad. In all respects, he is the champion of everything. He is a Kshatriya only by physical structure as well as the fighting capabilities. As a warrior, like fighting skills in sword as well as archery, in all the things, wrestling, everything, as well as about the sharpest brain of intellectual probe and everything. But everything has gone dumb when the question of who my mother was, why was I thrown, why did she throw me, what mistake did I do, or what mistake did she do? That was the fountainhead of his existence. In front of it is all aspects of living, no, day-to-day life. We're going in vain without settling himself to whom was I born? Who was my mother? By appearance, by fighting spirit, by conquering everything, whatever a man can learn, immediately I am able to absorb and grasp everything of it. But when it comes to identity, about to whom was I born? I was brought up by a Ratha Sarathi, okay, who charioteer, okay. His father was a charioteer, okay. He was grooming the horses in stable, okay. So he was working as in the kingdom, for the king, in his stable of maintaining horses, grooming them, breeding them, making them race horses, all this. So, was he the man, my father? No, it cannot be. Whereas, what was his real, who was his real father? Surya himself was his real father. Surya with Surya Amsa, she begot him, Kunti Devi, out of a boon that was awarded to her when she was a spinster. At that time, she did all the seva, service to Durvasa Maharishi. There he booned. He simply gave the boon to her. See, you wish any angel, any deva, his samsa will come to you as your son. That's all. She tested before marriage Surya. Immediately she got the kid in hand, glowing like a sun. With coming together along with his body was the Kavacha Kundala. That has a previous story again. Who was he before that birth? That gave him these traits, okay? These powers also. All these things, everything is linked to cause and effect. We are not born here. We are born through only. We are not born here to someone. We are born through. And Our children are also born through us. Born through us. Because there are some accounts because of karma, karmic. That's why one becomes a mother, one becomes a father, one becomes an uncle, one becomes the wife, one becomes the husband. In any manner, it gets shuffled. Because we intimately twine through our psychology, identifying ourselves to be the body. The thoughts identify themselves to be the body and twine themselves as karmic continuity, action continuity, as if bound, indebted.
Yes.
Only a realist guru knows this fact. He comes and says, have that mental maturity, develop that mental maturity by looking within. It's a gentle look. Then self starts revealing everything, the truth about the whole cosmos, including through you how the actions manifest. How you will have to handle the external life right from morning to night, because it's being handled by thinking. And the realize doesn't stop there. What they say is, you get behind this thinker and look at him as to his origin. For this, you need to develop a gentle gaze. This gaze alone will blossom as the supreme self within you, because there are no two gazes within you. As we had seen already, the physical body has in the face two eyes. Even if there are two eyes, the sight which is seen is only one out of those two eyes, isn't it? Eyes are two, but the sight or the scene which is seen is only one. The left eye doesn't see one thing and the right eye doesn't see another thing, because it is controlled by single thought. Thought wants to see using the eyes. And thought also actually is not the main thing. The intellect is embedded with these past registrations. And these past registrations swing into action each moment of our waking state life. So when it becomes a unstoppable mechanical continuity of everything unfolding through the intellect, then we start questioning for whom this intellect is working all the time throughout waking state. For who it wants to assume the doership, the ownership, or the real player of the role. See, if you are a mother, the motherhood comes in the intellect. It stations itself in the intellect, not in the body. Body is only a utilitarian object. It's being utilized. If you want to go to some place, you use car or scooty or some other vehicle, one or the other modes of transport. In the same way, here for this birth, we are all undergoing all the pleasures and pains, papa, punya, right, wrong, good, bad, all aspects of dualities through the working of this body. And body is actually not working. Behind that is the dualities of past registrations that come into play. That makes one the doer, and the doer wants to do certain thing and get certain benefit and avoid certain difficulties and avoid sorrow. So this pick and choose, does it exist like that? No. Where it is revealed, deep sleep reveals that. Because there is choiceless, not even one single entity is living in that body as that person or the name or any of his want or will or to do something, to be something, to attain something, to reject something. Nothing seems to exist during the deep sleep. So, what was that aspect which still existed with not allowing the body to have consciousness of its own, isn't it? We don't have this present moment consciousness of I am so and so in the deep sleep. This body is detached from the thinker, feeler, experiencer. And they also don't seem to be available there. Nothing is there. But still, something existed. What is that something? That is pure love. This has to be revealed by a guru for a seeker.
Right.
Here, though you have not come directly, you are placed in such a situation that already your mother and father and your grandma, everyone have already were on that. Okay.
Yes.
So you took birth there, where already they were on the job on behalf of you. So you need not go through all those things they underwent. Here it is served to you in plate.
Yes.
That's how this is happening to you now, right now.
That's true.
Isn't it? The highest is happening to both of you through Prema as well as Chandrasekharji and your grandma, all the three of them. So for lives, you have been with them. That's why they brought you here.
Yes. Yes.
Through their
Guruji.
search and toil to get the highest. They wanted the highest. They patiently waited. They did all the good that should be done by a human being having taken birth. So out of the chitta sutti, cleansing they did for their subtle bodies, okay, the mind, intellect, and even for ego. They yearned. They were so thirsty. They were craving for this night and day. So that was their lives. So this is how somehow, but you will have to come here to look at who was unaware. You have to doubt about this one, whether this can be aware. What is it doing now? That is what is being taught right now here. Okay, we have been seeing it for the past 8 classes. Now we will go to the 9th one. Shall we?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. This is the 9th self-inquiry technique. Science of self-inquiry, inner gaze. In the 7th technique, we saw this one. Truly, which as our life makes our day-to-day living, and what is that like? Truly, true life happens through what? What do you think? What do you think? Something as a life which is true. That means there must be a life which is not true, which is unreal. What do we think? Which must be real and which must be unreal?
The deep sleep state is real and our day-to-day life is unreal.
Why do you say our day-to-day? Why do you say our day-to-day life is unreal?
Because Guruji, whatever everything that we experience, everything that we see, it's all a thought, but that thought itself is not real. When we from what I've learned previously from your previous lectures, what I've learned is that the real self is formless. It doesn't have any emotions. It doesn't have any structure to that thought. So everything that happens, that I see, everything that's happening is not real. It's unrealistic.
Unrealistic. Beautiful.
That's why
Beautiful.
I said
Fantastic.
date.
Yeah. You have come to the grasp of the things. You have come to the grasp of the things. Okay. Nice. Now we will go. We will continue that. Right from the cosmos to the tiniest cell, whether we are asleep or whether we are awake, that is existing as our physical body or psychological thought. They are unreal because without all these things, we existed. Without all these five koshas, something remained during our deep sleep. So, deep sleep shows that without all these things, I already exist. Then, in deep sleep also, there is another, the primordial question. Do you have the feel that you were born during deep sleep? To have taken birth in this physical body, you should have the mind to identify with it, with your physical body. I am so and so. Isn't it? Now for your kids, if you look at them, watch them very closely, you will understand their identifications have not grown at all. Isn't it?
Yes.
Whereas in you, the grown-ups, in grown-ups, what happened? It has taken roots. It has started giving the effects of their thinking in the form of, I got it, I was expecting this, I got it. No, I didn't get it, I lost it. All the dualities of aspects, they have already are running in their lives. So for each and every moment of waking state, the deeply rooted all vasanas, one can easily see. This is what you just said now. I already have got the feel that this is absolutely unreal. The thoughts are structurally non-existent. Fundamentally, though it is happening in me, though superficially I can label I am the thinker, but I don't find my body is the thinker. I don't find this body, even if I had mistakenly identified with my body, I don't feel that I am that person who feels that emotion, because it will fall off for the gaze alone. That gaze only we have started planting, the inner gaze, the gentlest gaze. It has to take roots by and by with your sitting, with your, you will have to help yourself. You will have to, and it should never be stopped, because this is the only guru, the guru of the yin, the guru of the deep sleep state. I am pinpointing week after week, but whereas you have to take root moment after moment. It should grow in you like a boulder. It should fill all your psychological structure. The trust. How will it grow? Through trust. It's not belief. Vivan, when he was a just born kid of 3 months, 6 months, he didn't have anything already, but mother was there in the form of Purnima. The God himself was there. Isn't it? The God himself was there in the form of Purnima. How many kids you have, Vaidehi?
One daughter, Guruji, Manya.
How old is she?
She's
came
14.
14. Okay. Yeah, she came. Manya. Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember. Yeah. See, how the God appears? God appears only for the absolute trust. That the trust happens also by love only, because God is love fundamentally. Okay. Now we will go to the in eighth. What did we see? We'll just see. This was our eighth session. Okay. You can read this.
Our deep sleep state is nothing other than absolute, unconditional, pure love. Just being within half hour, twice a day in the morning and before bedtime takes one to that source love, and it gives immense strength to the ego, influence of the daily chores, and to attain all prosperities in material life also.
Yeah. See, this is what is called as the balancing act. On one hand, you are always anchored in the formless within, because you don't want to. It's not that you don't want to. You have known what is your thought, don't you? Haven't you known? Vaidhi, how about you? She just said,
Yes, Guruji.
his thoughts are unreal. Absolutely, she said categorically. How do you find thoughts? Do you find the thoughts real or unreal? How do you find it?
Thoughts,
Hmm.
because thoughts are arising, like, um, there is no mind. So then that means, like, these thoughts are also
Hmm.
unreal.
Unreal.
They are not.
They are something extraneous, unidentified with you. It doesn't lure you to get attached. However, howsoever it is pleasurable or painful, no more. It loses the capacity. These sittings make the peripheral to stay peripherally. In the very first session, how did we answer for Vivan? Why have you taken the unwanted stranger to be your own, the anger? Said, no, the same way, all thoughts are the same. It's an uninvited things. We have not sought for. Then who are we? That is what we said. Pure love, absolute, unconditional, pure love is our real nature. That is the real life that is throbbing without even this body. That is what is shown through our deep sleep state. The complete spirituality is resting on the deep sleep state. It's only an example. Through that example, we are grasping the whole truth of it. You get this? Okay. We are settling to the whole truth of it. We are in a very, very convincing and in a way of absolute confirmation, surrender. We only rest there. We only work there, function there, even functioning. Let it order. Let me carry on my day-to-day course. Okay. This is how we had seen in the last week. Now we'll go to this week, today, the 9th session.
Soukya.
Yeah. You please read this.
I'll read, Guruji.
Yeah.
When a thoughtful state is just looked at, the thinker, process of thinking, thoughts vanish, and in that place, silence itself as pure love fills one. Love is noble silence. Noble.
Noble. The L is missing. Love is noble silence. Okay, L. Love is the noble
Love
silence.
is silence. Love is bliss. Love is sharpness of sharpness of intellect and excellence. So I can't see the rest. So.
Yeah, love is sharpness of intellect, all excellences of waking state, of the waking state. See, love is Love feels one. How have we started? When a thoughtful state is just looked at barely. What did I mean about barely? I just meant very, very casual, not so serious. For this, you need not stop whatever the activity that is going on for your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day lives. So when it is looked at barely, all the more when you sit and do, you just look at, even at those moments, sitting, separate sittings are made in the morning as well as in the night. That also should be done very, very casually, joyfully. When a thoughtful state is just looked at barely, the thinker, the process of thinking thoughts vanish, and in that place, silence itself as pure love dawns in one or fills in one. You are going to do it right now. When you start doing it, immediately that place becomes silent. You don't say immediately that Vaidigi has started doing this or even thinking about it. You are not going to think about it as a place, physical place in the physical body or in the head or in the mind or something. No name, no form for that name, or no form and no name for that form. Nothing of those sorts. Simply, barely. You can start anywhere. That's what is my intention of saying, communicating this is. So love fills one, that place immediately. Love is noble silence, the highest supreme silence. Love is bliss divine. Love is sharpness of intellect. All excellences of the waking state. Because the sharpness of intellect, with sharpness of intellect alone, we can meet whatever, we can get whatever we want to get even during our waking state. Whatever success, even that success is to be seen clearly. Yes, this is a success that is born out of love, not out of violence, not out of ill treatment meted out to others, or they are meting out to on us. Not all these thoughts at all. It is purely ahimsa, pure love. So whatever that is found within us as silence, bliss divine, and the sharpness, the highest sharpness one gets just by sleeping, enjoying a good sleep, isn't it? We become so rejuvenated, psychologically also, physically, full excellence. One gets vibrancy in the body, isn't it? When this converts itself through the upadesham and you deploy this inner gaze barely, immediately everything vanishes. So when everything vanishes, you get all these prosperities, that the intellect which has to perform here, shine here, there and then in full, because it is not structured on a separate center. As the thinker is your body, as the feeler is your body, or the seeker of some material welfare is also your body. Because everything is founded on the supreme love out of that inner gaze. That is enveloping yourself through that inner gaze. Will you do it for some moments now? I will ask you to open the eyes.
Yes. Yes,
Just
Guruji.
very, very casually, barely look at whatever that happens within you. Even if it is blankness, even if it is darkness within your head, in front of your inner eye, the mind's eye, or even this eye, whatever that happens to you, you look at that, immediately everything vanishes in you. It is pure, noble silence. That love, that silence itself is absolute love. And that is all powers of your waking state. Okay, you do it. I will ask you to open your eyes, then you can open. Don't open your eyes hurriedly. Take a while. Very slowly and gently warm up your face with your palms. Keep your palms on both of your eyes. Slowly and gently open the eyes within your palms and then let them come to the external light. What has to grow in you is out of sheer investing time consciously, conscious on that inner gaze. Never letting go of that inner gaze within you. Just casually, very casually. You are not going to do anything with that gaze. You are not going to acquire, attain certain states or anything. It's the simple thing. Love is the simplest thing. That's why it's called God is love. Love is God. Nothing else is God. Our love is not godliness at all because it is oriented towards so many attachments, safety, security. When a human being say that he loves, it's if only she is like this, if only he is like this, all these things follow, isn't it? If only he trusts me, if only he respects me, if only he gives equal status to me, if only. Can there be love if only statements start emerging in one? It cannot.
No, that's not true love at all.
Yeah. On the contrary, what happens? It sacrifices everything, whatever it has, isn't it? What is true love? True love knows no barriers, no limits of sacrifice. Time,
There's no
energy,
conditions with true love.
no conditions at all. No conditional, unconditional, supreme state of unconditionality. Even you need not be born to enjoy the pleasure of the supreme self during this deep sleep state. That is how it is showing affection and love. The deep sleep state. That means easily. What it says, whether you are a rogi or you are a patient with so much of pain in your body, you are about to die in the next waking state, next to tomorrow. Even then, it gives rest to the body, isn't it?
Yes.
So, that kind of unconditionality is the substratum of love. That must be the essential nature of God. God must be the easiest person or thing or state or whatever you call it. The easiest, the simplest. That must be love only. Love cannot have a cause. That's why you cannot add any word at all. Why I am loving you is because no, nothing. You are going wrong. Absolutely. No love at all. Even parents used to ask their kids, no, whether you like daddy or mummy. All this play will be eternally. This has been going on. No, how much you like daddy and how much you like mummy. Comparison statements are all thrill factors for individualities. But it is not true. Everything is wiped out in deep sleep. Such is the purest state that happens only because of love, and that love, the state of love or the state of supreme self, dissolving in that only we can balance the external material life of a waking state and thereby richly growing beyond birth and death here also, even while alive, and you are able to transcend birth and death through this deep anchoring within that self. That's emancipation, that is enlightenment, that is everything. Material well-being is also only that. Okay? Shall we meet next week? You have any questions?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. Fine. All my blessings.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you
Thanks,
for your
Guruji.
time.